Let's talk about the best herbs for diabetes. Now, there are certain herbs that have been studied that can help naturally manage your diabetes. So let's dive right into it. Number 1 is cinnamon. Cinnamon is probably one of the most well-known spices in the world. It's used by almost every culture and it's been around for thousands of years. And not only does it taste great in sweet and savory dishes, but it has some powerful medicinal properties. Now, studies show that cinnamon can lower blood sugar levels. It can improve insulin sensitivity and reduce inflammation. There are many different types of cinnamon, but it's best to use Ceylon cinnamon because it has more antioxidants and less coumarin, which is toxic to the liver when consumed in large amounts. And so make sure you don't confuse that with cassia cinnamon, which is more common and cheaper, but it actually has more coumarin. But the thing about Ceylon cinnamon is that it's much more expensive. So if you buy cinnamon and it's really cheap, then it's probably not Ceylon cinnamon. But Ceylon cinnamon has a very unique flavor that's much more sweet and less pungent than the other types of cinnamon. So keep that in mind. If you're baking and you add a little bit of Ceylon cinnamon, you may find that you need a little bit less because it's much stronger. Also, you may notice that the color is a little bit lighter. The darker the cinnamon, the more it's been adulterated with other types of wood. And also, if it's really dark, then chances are it's cassia cinnamon. So just look at the color. You want the cinnamon to be light. In fact, it should almost look like cream. That's really pure cinnamon. And it should have this very unique sweet flavor that doesn't have any kind of bitterness or weird, strange flavors. When you smell it, it should smell sweet and toasty. You shouldn't smell anything weird. And you can get it in a spice section in the grocery store, or you could get it online. All right. Number 2 is bitter melon. Bitter. This herb is actually a fruit. It's actually a little small cucumber-looking type of fruit, but it has a very bitter taste. Hence the name bitter melon. Now, this fruit is known as Momordica carrantia, and it's been used in Asia and Africa for hundreds of years to treat various ailments. Now it contains natural compounds that can stimulate the pancreas to produce more insulin. It can also help improve insulin sensitivity and lower blood sugar levels. Now studies show that people who consume bitter melon regularly have lower risks of developing diabetes. Now, I would suggest taking bitter melon in the form of a supplement, especially if you don't live in an area where you can get the fruit itself, because you can get it in a capsule form, and they usually have it in a lot of health food stores. But bitter melon isn't going to be something you're going to want to eat as a food because it tastes very bitter. But taking it as a supplement seems to work pretty well for a lot of people. And they do recommend taking between 500 to 1,500 milligrams per day, spread out throughout the day. And that seems to work pretty well for a lot of people. And it's also good to combine it with other herbs that we're going to talk about in this video. All right, next is green tea. Now, green tea is one of the healthiest drinks that you can possibly consume, and it's probably one of the most popular herbal teas out there. Green tea is made from unprocessed leaves of the Camellia sinensis plant, and it contains powerful antioxidants called polyphenols, and these polyphenols can help regulate blood sugar levels, reduce insulin resistance, and even lower the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. One study found that drinking green tea regularly was associated with a 33% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Drinking green tea is very simple. You just want to make sure that you don't add sugar to it, because that will defeat the whole purpose of drinking it in the first place. So drink it plain, or maybe put a little bit of stevia or monk fruit in it. But it's a very simple process. Just heat up some water, pour it over the tea bag, let it steep and drink it warm or cold. And the nice thing is you can reuse the tea bag several times, so you might want to do that just to get a little bit more flavor out of it. And you could probably drink between 2 to 3 cups per day. All right, next is turmeric. Turmeric is a golden-colored spice that comes from the turmeric plant, and it's widely used in Indian cooking and in Ayurvedic medicine. The active compound in turmeric is called curcumin, and it has been shown to have anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. In fact, curcumin has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity, reduce insulin resistance, and lower blood sugar levels. Some studies even suggest that curcumin may slow down the progression of type 2 diabetes, and it may even prevent complications associated with diabetes, such as nerve damage and eye disorders. So it's pretty amazing. And you can get it in a supplement form. A lot of people do that because it's hard to get it in foods. But the foods that contain turmeric are Indian food, Thai food, and really any kind of food that has a yellow or golden color to it. Chances are they put turmeric in it. But you can also get it in a supplement form and take that, and that works pretty well too. All right. Next is ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo biloba is an ancient Chinese herb that's been used for thousands of years for its medicinal properties, and it's considered to be one of the most powerful brain-boosting herbs out there. And there are many benefits to ginkgo biloba, but one of them is that it can help lower blood sugar levels. It's thought to do this by increasing the activity of certain enzymes that help break down glucose. And it's also believed that it can protect the cells in the pancreas that produce insulin. Now, even though this herb has been around for a very long time and it's very popular in China, you still want to talk to your doctor before you start taking it because it can interact with certain medications, especially blood thinners and blood pressure medications, so you want to make sure that you talk to your doctor first before you start taking ginkgo biloba. All right. Next is fenugreek. Fenugreek is an herb that has been used for centuries in Ayurvedic medicine. It's commonly used to lower cholesterol, but it also has powerful effects on blood sugars. It contains fiber and certain compounds that slow down the digestion and absorption of carbohydrates. This helps to prevent spikes in blood sugar levels, and it helps to improve insulin sensitivity. You can take fenugreek in the form of a supplement, or you can sprinkle the seeds onto salads, or you can toss the seeds in some yogurt. Or you could even add the seeds into smoothies. They have a very mild flavor. You can also roast them and make a coffee substitute. There's many different things you can do with fenugreek. In fact, you can even get fenugreek oil and put it in your food. But it's been shown to lower cholesterol, lower blood pressure, and it's also good for the brain. All right? Last but not least is aloe vera. Aloe vera is another herb that's been used for centuries for its healing properties. Most people know that you can use aloe vera for burns, but many people don't know that it can help regulate blood sugar levels. It's thought to do this by stimulating insulin production in the pancreas, and it may also help prevent the complications of diabetes, such as nerve damage and kidney disease. However, it's important to note that aloe vera contains a compound called aloin, which can be toxic in large amounts. So you definitely want to make sure that you're using the right kind of aloe vera. Make sure that it says on the bottle that it's edible, that it's safe to consume. Don't just consume straight aloe vera gel because that could be dangerous. But there are certain products out there that have aloe vera that's already been processed, so it won't hurt you. And you can get it in a juice form, or you can get it in a whole leaf form. But I would definitely recommend getting it in a juice form because that seems to work the best. All right, there you have it, the top 8 herbs for diabetes. And if you haven't seen my video on the top 8 foods to eat if you have diabetes, you should check it out. I put it up right here.